Hello, hello. Welcome to episode 11 of Digital Iliad, making an FTL-like in Godot. I missed my stream yesterday morning. Just getting getting my teeth deep cleaned, which is always fun. But we're back today. We're gonna try to knock up some easy wins here, some little things, while we plan out our next big move with the tile map. Alright. Let's see, what were we doing? What were we doing on Monday? It's already an age ago. So we mostly finished our tile map obfuscation protocol here, where if we're selecting a room, the room in front of it will, make their walls transparent. Kind of maybe a little bit overkill, because we're making walls transparent way outside the area that we actually need to, so we might want to look at doing something a little more granular, like only hiding the walls that are actually directly overlapping the room we're interested in. But this is okay for now. I noticed one little weird thing, which is that if our cursor, if we're hiding a room and our cursor goes off the map here, we kind of just keep hiding the room. So I want to add a little hook to reset that, because we should only be doing it when we're actually hovering over the specific room. The other issue that I see is with airlocks. The airlocks really need to also participate in this, but at the moment the airlocks are not considered part of any room. So we could try to handle that a couple different ways. We could add airlocks to the room they would need to participate in, like, we basically add the airlock to the room in front of it, just so that it's also goes transparent. And the rest of the room does. I don't know exactly what I want to do with that. We'll see. Yeah, the airlocks do obscure a pretty large portion of the room since they're double doors. There's a larger thing that I want to start thinking about, which is how we would rotate this entire tile map 90 degrees. It sounds like it would be quite a lift. We would basically need to move everything, and then it becomes a question of, what is the canonically correct representation. I think it's doable with, like, some matrix multiplication, but that's going to be a pretty big undertaking, so we're just going to think about that for now and try to do some little... We're going to try to knock up some little victories here today. Like, first things... Let's just do the easiest one first, which is resetting the hidden wall thing. That would happen in the input handler. And at the moment, it is only happening if mouse tile is in tile floors. It's really only happening if the mouse tile is in tilemap.roomByFloor. So it's only happening if we're selecting a floor that's in a room. So we want to create another one of these outside of here, just to handle some cleanup. I don't like all this code duplication, but it's going to be the easiest way to get this started for now. And then we'll clean it. We'll find a better way to do this. probably just be having a return that, and then just putting this at the end as something that happens if we don't hit the return. That should at least resolve the issue we're seeing. Yeah, so now when we move off, it resets. It's actually maybe a little too aggressive. Maybe a little too aggressive now, because now it's resetting when we're in between rooms. Or selecting an airlock. Yeah, I'm unsure what I want to do with airlocks. If I'm mousing over the airlock tile, I kind of want to hide the airlock. So I almost want to consider this airlock as part of the room behind it. But I want to hide the walls as if they're in the room in front of it. So yeah, airlocks are a complicated thing, seems like at the moment. So yeah. Oh, well, we have something else we can do with airlocks, I think. Which is that Monday night I set up like the simplest possible shader. Like the simplest shader. And that will just let us highlight the outlines. It's not like drawing an outline in the same way we're doing with the crew member, where we actually have an outline that we're drawing with the shader. In this case, we're just taking the lines that are black and making them white, and that way we can see if we are mousing over a door. This would be for like manual control of the doors. And now we have to manage that. So to do that, let's look at our crew. Let's go back to scripting here. Look at our crew member script who does the same thing. So we're gonna need to change some stuff. Some of the signal relay stuff we're doing, like with on mouse entered, is sending the crew member, which is not exactly what I want to do. You might want to just send a node or a node 2D, because the problem is that if we also start sending the door signal this way, we need to be able to process it in our very jumbled up selection code here. And at the moment we're just hard coded to be handling crew members. Yeah, crew members. So yeah, so we need to look back at this and try to expand it so that we can handle doors. So let's make sure that our doors here are pickable. They are. They should already have their collision stuff all set up. Yep. They do. They have like a simple polygon 2D. That should be good. Remember variant. Okay, so the signal emits a variant. Maybe I don't understand how the parameterization works on signals, because I'm specifying I want a crew member, and then when I'm looking here it says the crew member is a variant, so maybe I'm doing this wrong. Let's see, what if I just say it's a variant instead? Variant. So is this the name of the parameter? Yeah, it is. Okay. I had thought this was like declaring the type, but it's not. Okay. That's good to know. These can stay crew members. So what if I say like this? Will it change? Okay, okay. We're learning. These do want to stay as crew members. This one is going to now be pickable. We can leave it as a variant. Actually, we can make it a node 2D, I think. That should be fine. Let's go back to the input handler, make sure it's able to handle this just fine. On mouse entered. We're going to rename this stuff to pickable. 2D. We could do a duck typing thing where we're like, if pickable has unhighlight, but we shouldn't be sending one of these unless we intend to, so that should be fine. We might want... No, the same thing. So we can do the same thing here. So what we're doing is when we have a selection, so we basically need to implement highlight, unhighlight, select, and unselect, which we already have implemented in our crew member, and we just need to take these, implement these on door. We put these before the signals. And we add some, it's highlighted. And let me alphabetize my variables here. Just say highlighted. We don't need this is. Similarly, we are getting this right 2D already, that's good. Now we just have to hook up our hook this stuff up. Hook up our signals. We also need mouse enter. Signal is on mouse entered, but here I say mouse entered. Oh, because we're hooking up these signals, so I actually don't need these anymore, do I? Originally we were doing like a signal relay, which was unnecessary. So now we just need to cover our bases here and make sure the only thing we can't do is move. So in this case, we have to make sure. I actually don't know if I want different behavior for the door than the crew member, because for now, with the crew member, the left mouse selects them, but with the door, I don't know if we want to select the door, because we probably just want to either open and close the door or lock the door, lock and unlock the door. Let's hold off for a minute on the select part. I don't actually know how I want to implement this. So at the moment we're just gonna do a quick check. Where do we invoke select? Here? Just here? Okay, then we just need the check here. So the potential selection is not the current selection. We're gonna say if potential selection dot has select. If it has the select function, is that okay? Does it need to be like this? I haven't done the doc typing yet. Similarly, we need something here. No, we don't need to worry about that, because if you can't select it, you can't move it. Alright, let's see what this does for us. It should just give us the mouse over. Doesn't give us anything. There's probably oh, the debugger is complaining. What did I do wrong? Oh, we have a typed array here. That will not work. Unless we retype it, moused over. be fine to just do a node 2D. I'm going to assign value of type door.gd to a variable of type crewmember.gd. Oh. Oh, okay. The refactoring continues. We just need to get rid of the crew member. Replace it with node 2D, which we seem to have done. Should hopefully have resolved it. Oh, okay. So now we're having an issue with the highlighter, which wants to follow the potential selection's next tile, which the door does not have. So in that case, let's say tilemap. Let's say dot position. And let's say tilemap. This is dumb. We need like a shorthand function for this, for map to local and then local to map. You call it something like center tile. It's pretty dumb because we have to get the local to map to get the center where it is in a tile, and then we have to map it back out to local to be able to use it. Okay, so kind of. Oh, so in this case we can't use position because of the airlock. Maybe we need to use global position. Let's try it again, but the highlighting is working. We can't do anything with it, except crash. Non-existent function has in base area 2D. Okay, so the duck typing does not work the way I think it does. Alright, duck typing. Let's look at it. I don't need to check, I just... Oh, has object.has method. That's just what I need to do. So it's not has, it's has method. Should stop it in its tracks. Yeah, okay, we don't get that error anymore. Now we just have to deal with this tile issue. Yeah, because it's... I see the problem. Our tile map code, here it is. Here. I actually call it like get tile position. It's gonna take take a 2i and give us back a vector 2. Up to local, local to map, tile position. That saves us some annoying boilerplate. So this is a little annoying. You could specify like a property. Specify a property that all of these have, and then they can handle their own way of reporting it. Because the thing is, in the case of the crew member, we can just get the crew member's position. But in the case of the door, we need to actually get the airlock's position. I mean, we could just use global position, but that's not ideal because of how the doors are at the border between positions. So yeah, I guess we should just implement a property. Call it though. You don't want to call it local position. It's not global position. I mean, we could call it local position because it sort of is. Call it public position. which is the position that it reports out when asked. That's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. Position, vector 2. And then if I want to make it I just do this, right? Get. That's not how we do this. Unexpected to indent in class body. Look this up too. Godot getter setter. I don't know. Getter setter. Oops. I see this one. Ah, I just missed a colon. There we go. Get. So whenever this is called, we will return. For a door, it's going to be parent position, which our parent is, call it this. Airlock. We'll say airlock dot position, or say return airlock dot position. This way we don't have. This way we can respond differently depending on what it is. So the public position is the airlock position. Not totally true, but it's what we're going to report. And then similarly here, we'll add another. Hey, Anamath. Okay at the moment. Trying to generalize our highlighting system to incorporate doors at the moment, which is very small. Very small thing here. Alright, so that should work. So we can go back to here and say potential selection dot public position. It should work. No? Oh, vector 2. Oops. Okay, so it knows what tile this is on now, which is good. We can't do anything with it yet. But it knows that much, at least. This all still works. Does the animation works? Yes, okay. Yeah, we got our little shader there for door highlights. Nice. Alright, that's easy enough. We can't really do anything with the doors yet. We could make a little door, a door lock animation or something. What a door looks like when it locks. I think the lights would flash, maybe. Problem is we would need to account for that in pathfinding. I haven't really dealt with how to handle airlocks with pathfinding yet, so I'm hesitant to do that immediately. What I really need to think about, but that obviously we can't just dig into without significant planning, is I really want to figure out how we're going to rotate this whole game board 90 degrees for when the ships turn. Which is going to be a little weirder. Originally, this was going to be like a turn-based game, in which case I didn't mind that the whole ship was going to turn 90 degrees. But now I'm kind of just doing it as a real-time game, possible real-time, which does make the idea of like the whole ship suddenly rotating 90 degrees a little more awkward. Maybe the wrong thing to try to do. It's a lot of work. I'm worried it's going to confuse everybody. And that maybe I should just embrace this the way it is and figure out how I want to handle that. Just makes it not clear to me how I'm going to handle things like it just makes it harder. Like, to me, if we don't handle room rotation, then like putting anything along these two walls is a lot weirder to me, being an isometric game. Not really sure how I would do that. In a way that looks good. Yeah, we definitely would be creating more sprites. The biggest issue to me is how complex the level representation would be if we can rotate the whole game board 90 degrees. Because if we can rotate it 90, we can also rotate it 180 and 270. Or all the way back around. So we'd basically need 4 representations of the board, or we would need 1 representation of the board that we could rotate using some like matrix multiplication and stuff. Which would be tough just because for every operation then, for every spatial operation, you would need to account for the rotation. You would need to add some math there to account for the current rotated state of the game board. And you would need to constantly be switching out sprites and stuff, like you said. So I don't know. I don't know if that's the right move. I think it would be interesting. I think it would be very dynamic. I think it would make me more comfortable putting stuff in the foreground because you could just see it if it rotates around. Yeah, this makes you miss algebra classes. Yeah. I'm okay at matrix math if I, watch enough YouTubes on it whenever I try to actually do something complicated. I mean, the fact that this is in 2D helps quite a bit. So I've tried to do some of this stuff in 3D, and that gets, I mean, in a sense, it shouldn't be any more complicated, but in my mind, it was like way crazier. Oh well. Let's do, so I'm thinking about that. That's like the next big thing I'm thinking about, and I'm still not sure how I want to handle it, but I feel like if we try to do it, we should do it relatively soon, while there's as little as possible dependent on it. Anyway, I don't remember if I asked you yet, but how's it going for you? I missed streaming yesterday. So how have you been? Counting is not happy. Oh no. At my work, accounting is not usually happy either. I think that might just be part of being in accounting. seems stressful, but I imagine at a bank that's like a whole nother level. I'm realizing that if we go forward with this, we need to redraw our tile map. It's not centered. This is the center of the tile map. I would need to redraw the center like here or something. Look at our door. So if I was to do some kind of locking mechanism animation, so this is the yellow that we're currently using. We could do this as like a highlight, so we could either go brighter. We could either go brighter or we could go darker to communicate that the door is locked. Actually, maybe we can't go darker. Darker would be an orange. What's over here? I don't love that. How about brighter? I don't love that either, but we could try to do something in red, maybe. That's too dark. Yeah, that looks terrible. You don't know how many... Oh, how you ended up with so many accountants. Yeah. So many accountants in your life. Yeah. That is kind of what happens with work. I didn't expect to be, you know, working in the industry I'm working in either. Kind of just happened. That's why I spend my free time making games. Oh, what's this? Nope. If we could find a good color that would be like a more deadened, like this is like, if this is lit, we could blink to like an off state. I just need to find a good color for it. So far, I am not finding one that I like. Somewhere around here is probably where we're gonna find it. Let's... This is like a pretty big color palette, but it still only has so many. This is maybe the best one. It's kind of weird. It's kind of a weird tone. It doesn't communicate anything though. So yeah, I think I do want something darker. I mean, I could go... I don't really want to make my own color ramp. Oh, you wish you had an idea for a game good enough to keep me coding? You know, that is the struggle. That's why I kind of went with a core game idea that was like kind of tested and established. Like I know FTL is good. Like FTL is like really good. So I'm not concerned about, you know, the basic. I'm not concerned about the foundation of whether a game like FTL would be good or not. The question, the thing I need to prove is that I can make one that's good. Do something like this for a locked door. It's kind of the reddest red that I've got available to me. Not great. Maybe we're gonna just punt on this for now and not worry about locking doors. I don't even have the pathfinding set up yet. I'm gonna think about how I want to do that. Yeah, having the idea of the game relatively defined helps me. Does help me work on it. I'm definitely not the kind of dev where I really don't use game design documents. Like I grabbed what's it called, Obsidian, and I'm trying to build out kind of like a relational database kind of game design doc, but I really prefer just the living to be just working on the game and not set so much of it, try to set all of it in advance, because I don't have enough. I mean, I have a lot of experience in hobby game development, but it's all still just exploration to me. Like I'm not good at just setting out what I want to make in advance and then doing it. So I guess what we should do is we should look at the pathfinding and see if we can start folding in the airlock stuff better. So if the next tile's in the airlocks. So this is how we handle our airlock animation, which is not great that we're handling it here, but if door.locked, pass. If door is locked, we need to like stop. I really haven't captured what a hard stop would look like for a character. You know, I want to do something more fun, and this is here's something that we can do here. Let's go find my bridge drawing, bridge mockup. So this is like where all the parts from this is where I put all the parts. So let's go and grab, including a bunch of parts I didn't use. I kind of want to try to do a computer terminal. So we would need like this one, we'd need like the terminal off. And then we would need one of these, which is like the terminal on. Terminals are really big. They're maybe too big. We maybe want a smaller one. In which case we grab like one of these. Maybe this one. Maybe this would be a good one. I want to just make a terminal, like a computer terminal. Just so I can put it in there and have the characters like just walk up to it, turn it on, just start practicing that sort of thing. So we would need do this. What size tile do we want? We need 16. What about a 16 by, I don't remember what this is, maybe 32? Start with I told myself I was going to aim for some low-hanging fruit today here and not try to do crazy stuff. So yeah, I think this is just too big because yeah, this is already more than 16 wide. How wide is this? 2, 3. This is less than 16. This is 15 wide. This is perfect. Start with this. I think we'll do some of this shading too. So we'll want to affix it to the wall, which here I was doing with something like this. Because it's like an angled terminal. We maybe don't want it that big. Let's grab someone here just for scale. Let's grab this this ghosty person here. So actually, let's grab a wall panel. Let's grab a wall panel and set that as our background. Wait, call this? Yeah. Let's grab this. New layer. Grab this. Set this to the background. And so a person, that's a layer here, screen, we'll call this a screen layer. Also want a console layer. We'll want, let's just watch we're just going to call this one scale, which is just going to be our duder for scale here. This again. So they would be standing here. They would be standing here if they were in the middle of the tile. Is that right? So that's already going to be a thing. They're going to need to move into position. This is already kind of huge, so we probably want to bring it down. That's like way bigger than we need. So if I wanted to shorten it, I could bring some of this stuff up here. That's better as a square, I think. If we just position it. Change, we need to recolor this into our palette here. Presets, give me my preset. It's not great that it's at the moment the dark screen is the same color as the wall, but that's okay. Oh yeah, this is in a totally different palette that I've been working in. Problem. Bit of a problem. Let's get the colors right here.
It's an idea, Uncle Ben.
Okay. We'll have the light coming from up and to the left. Let's start by just making this white again here. Oh, Lord. Let's hide our scale person at the moment. The wall maybe needs to be on an offset. I'm going to increase the canvas size here just so I can see this better. Take our background. Background layers can't be moved. Of course they can't. Make a new background layer. Or we'll just repaint over it. Let's put two wall panels next to each other. I think it'll be easier to imagine how this will look this way. Put our scale person. Oh, they got chopped off. Go back, grab another one of these. So if they were right in the middle of this tile, they'd be standing right here. So they'll probably need to move into position once they're actually at a console. The screen is probably going to be around here. Screen. Let's grab a console. Which one do I want? Darker one, lighter one? One of these, and we'll just recolor it. Flip it. Bring it into this color spectrum here. Thank you for the sci-fi, the Star Trek whoosh, the door whoosh. Hey, Captain Fubar. It's going okay. We were gonna start working on like a standing computer terminal, kind of like one of the ones I have here, but like a standing version. I'll give you a quick rundown of where we're at now, just because I don't think I've seen you in a while. We're trying to tackle we've tried to tackle our weird tile obfuscation problems by using some room-based logic. It's a little bit unwieldy, and it doesn't account for airlocks, but we've got everyone moving around. We can kind of see a little better. Yeah, standing desk's still alive in the future. Nobody's going to be sitting down in the future. Everyone's just going to be like really toned. Haven't really handled our airlocks any better than we had before. They open and close, but they don't actually do the airlock thing of like restricting people from moving. So we need to work on that. I'm trying to psych myself up for a major change, which would be being able to rotate the game board 90 degrees. I'm a little scared about trying to do that, but that's the thing I've been thinking about the most. Just so like if you turn your ship, the whole ship turns with you kind of deal. Obviously it can't be continuous because of this, but it would have to be all at once. And I'm a little scared about what that would mean for handling the layer or handling the tile maps and the representations of everything. Don't I just need to mirror? No, I don't. I can't mirror because I have to transform not only the whole tile map, but everything on the tile map and adjust their sprites accordingly. Like if we can do 12 o'clock, well, I guess not 12 o'clock because we're in an isometric thing. So what would that be? That would be like 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock. So if we can do each of those, we actually need to do rotations. Scale.x times equals -1 on the tile map. Okay. I'm gonna write that down and try that. The thing that I'm most concerned about is just keeping track of all of our characters, because now all of our characters are going to have to jump to new positions and continue on doing whatever they did. So we basically need to have like one canonical representation of everything that assumes no rotation. And then when displaying everything, we need to convert it all into that rotated space. So that's a good way to mirror a whole scene. That's pretty cool. I mean, that would work here because we have a contrived example of like, we have a symmetrical test map that just happens to be symmetrical. But yeah, I'm a little concerned. I need to draft that up how I would imagine handling converting from the canonical representation of everything that's unrotated and rotating everything and rendering it correctly and processing it. Yeah, I don't think I can do only mirrors. Maybe I can. I mean, maybe if I have certain conceits with the level design, maybe we can make it work that way. I'll think about that. I'll think about if this is doable just via mirroring, because that would simplify everything. But that's a huge undertaking, so we were trying to just get some easy wins by just messing around, just futzing around and making a a window, wall console thing that we can just put in. Oh yeah, the monitors will animate. I haven't done that, but I do like this little stupid scan line thing I did for the static images. And we will definitely animate that. It'll probably just like, the lines will probably just read out. It'll probably just be the squiggly lines here, just scanning across with some noise in the background. First, the real question is, are these consoles just embedded in the walls, or are they going to have... Are you going to be able to see this kind of thing, which would need to extend down? This also is in a... This whole drawing was in a totally different color ramp that I was using. That I made that was trash. I mean, it was cool, but we're using this preset at the moment. Just because I'm not good at color ramping. So, kind of just want to use a preset for the moment. There's a lot more options for the buttons here. A lot more cool color options. Grays, that's our gray. Oh, I was working on screen. Oops, I always do this. Always working on the wrong layer. Palette swap shader could totally be the thing. Actually, I think this is going to be the brightest side of the console here. Oh, maybe not. Maybe. And maybe this one. And this would be the darkest. This. I don't think we need these. Oh lord. Yeah, please. Yeah, post a link. Post away. Thank you for asking. I feel like the screen needs to move over a skosh. Like that. Alright, let me check out this link. Godot palette swap shader. Biggerize this here. Super cool. This is really cool. I was exactly thinking of a red alert tone. That is a great point. This could save me a ton of effort. I've also been wondering about how I'm going to handle all of the different crew members having all these different uniform and skin tone combinations. I don't know if this would solve that, because this seems like it's a little more intended for objects in motion, but yeah. I am definitely thinking of palette swapping stuff, both statically and for animated things. So this is awesome. This is going in the bookmarks. Bookmark added. Double check the license. Beautiful. Love it. Look at the first example. Thought I did look at the first example. Oh, so this is just animation. This is basic usage. Yeah, no, this is perfect. That's exactly what I want. Yeah, because I'm not going to be redrawing everything every time under every color consideration. So that's awesome. This is great. You'd save me so much time. Does it have any compatibility issues with like newer? Probably not. It looks like this should work with like Godot 4, hopefully. Upgrade to Godot 4, there it is, 2 years ago. 4.0, but it should be fine. That's really cool. Thank you for sharing that. Our little character. Let's grab something a little more representative. Idle one. Grab this just for scale here. They'd be standing here, so they would need to move up quite a bit to be working on this thing. It's okay for scale. Move them away just so I don't have a problem here distinguishing them. Older games like Mega Man, they use that technique to animate waterfalls. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I don't wanna... Do I want what I did here, which was like shade the frame? Probably. Yeah, probably. Where are my grays? That's maybe not right. It's maybe too much. Back to this. Yeah, it's okay. It's not great. Might need to go darker here. Give me a little more range. Yeah, then I'm clashing with the wall. The wall is too dark. It's essentially the problem here. I had access to a few more colors there. This is good enough to start. So let's get... Do I want to treat these as separate things or just the same? Let's treat them as the same for now. Let's get some... Let's remap some of these console colors here. And some... What do we like for button colors? Thinking these blues would be nice. Thinking of it, if I want cool animated wall effects like energy conduits, yeah, we're definitely going to have energy conduits. You're definitely going to be like, the power conduit blew up. You need to go into the Jeffries tube and do whatever people do in Jeffries tubes. This is maybe too saturated. We're just getting some basic stuff in there. I don't love that, but what don't I love? Maybe the teal I don't love. It's fine for now. Jeffrey sure knew his tubes. I think it was like, I don't remember their name. Maybe it's like Matt Jeffries or something. Some Star Trek set designer. Probably a big one. Probably a major one. My behind the scenes knowledge of Star Trek is not amazing. Wall console. Alright, let's bring over some of the green stuff here. So we don't have access to the same green, so we could do a bluish green. More of a green here. Let's bring this over. Or just look at it. So I was doing... How did I make this look good? I see. Less contrast on the scan lines. Yeah, probably. That sounds good. So let's match something here. This seems good with the darkest part. Oh Lord. This is gonna have a fun. It's gonna have a fun look to it. It's maybe a little too camo green, but I kind of like it. Kind of reminds me of like a really old gaming console. Kind of miss the yellow for this, for these control panels. Maybe we go back to something like that. Go back to this yellow and orange thing, maybe, instead of blues. But let's focus on the screen for a minute. We don't have enough, as much room here. Oh. So we were doing something like this before. So it was like, okay, it was pretty much in line. It's like, yeah, okay. It's like this. I did these by 3, not 4 this time. That's probably fine. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Something like that. Keep working on it. Probably want a darker color for the... No, that's as dark as we can get for the background here. We could go for a different shade, but I like this yellowy. Looks like shit. Oh, the problem with using 3s instead of 4s is that now it's at like a weird angle. It's different than we had here. Here it was in line with the frame. Yeah, that looks better. No, let's start on the left. Let's figure out where the line would start. I kind of just did a noise more than anything when I drew this originally on the other page. Let's do something a little more intentional. So we're going to want to animate it. So maybe line 1, like here. Yeah, something like that. There's not as much detail on this smaller monitor. You just go back to using a huge, chunky monitor for this. I kind of don't hate that. Rename this small screen here. Small screen. Let's make a large screen. Oh, hey, Windaflatus. Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, the engine, yeah, the abstract engine readouts. We're gonna try animating this. Just gonna grab this whole thing. This thing is huge, which I don't hate. Probably wanted to actually reach out above the wall if we're using one this big. I think this is too big, but it's funny to me, so. 3, 4. Buy one more. No, it's in line now. That's okay. Console maybe needs to move a little bit. Kind of want to go back to a more yellowy console look. Yeah, I like that better. I think it's like it's super exaggerated. I also think maybe I need to give my terrible custom color ramp maybe another chance, because I got some good colors here. This is like a custom color ramp that I did that's like really rudimentary and it's really limited. Like we have no real red except this one. But you know, at least it's red. Oh, what even is this? This isn't even in here. Oh, this is I have a higher, this is the low saturation version. I had like high saturation and low saturation versions of these palettes. I don't even know where I put these. But maybe I need to give those palettes another chance. Instead of using this A-Sprite preset one, which is like very diverse. I don't know, I'm kind of torn on it. I like any of these. I like this blue one a little bit, pink. This is like silly how this is scaled. We need something that mounts this to the wall a little bit, which I have here. Actually, the wall's taller when I drew this a little. Oh no, the computer's screens were just lower because we had chairs. Now we've eliminated the chair part. So we sort of need to account for that. I'll put one of these back in. One of these. Grab one of these. I want to look at this again. Anyway, how's it going, Windaflatus? It's nice to see you here. Don't think I need the table legs. Maybe it helps. Maybe it helps to see the legs. We need to move this over a little. No, maybe not. Like that. Covering from night shifts. Yeah, I think so. We skipped yesterday. I was at the dentist, which is always fun. But yeah, we're enjoying it. We've done a few things. We've got our wall hiding stuff working a little better. It's room-based now. We can select airlock doors, but we can't do anything with them yet, so what's the point? We've been talking about how we would rotate our whole game board 90 degrees if the ship turned. Not convinced that's the right move, but I want to try it. So we'll have to do a bunch of stuff to make that possible. The least of which is like redraw our little tile map here. We actually really need to just straight up design an actual ship layout. I've been tinkering with some, but I've been kind of waiting to figure out like how big I think a room would be. And I was playing some FTL and I realized FTL rooms are like 2x2s. And so I think these 5x5s, I think this is like not the right scale. I feel like most rooms in this game are probably going to be like 3x3s if they're like a full-sized room. So like a place to stand in the middle and then walls on the sides for panels and stuff. You can put doors without having the doors have to be in the corners if it's a 3x3. 5x5 just feels too big. I think 3 wide hallways are also therefore like not gonna be what we're doing here. We could maybe do 2 wide hallways. But yeah, I just need to think about more about the scale and actually start trying drawing something out that we like better. We were drawing this little wall panel just so I could get a wall panel in and we could try to get the characters to like interact with them. I think this one ended up being too bright, but I think that's okay. So how wide is this then? It's definitely wider than 16. So there's 16 right there, and then another 3. So it's like 20. It's like 20 wide. We also need to draw their like it's like mounting point to the wall. That's what the last thing I think we need to do here. Which how did I do with this? Simple, just something simple. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Let's do simple. Take like which gray? Maybe. Oh, did I move away from this and not realize it? These are all, I flipped the highlighting here so that the highlighting is on the bottom, not the top. I didn't even notice that. 2x2 halls with large bulk doors and 3x3 rooms with single tile doors sound good. Yeah, yes, that reminds me, we haven't done large blast doors. We definitely need to. So where would this character stand if they were at this controller, this computer? They'd probably stand like here. You could flip them. Flip them. Two. This will be in the middle, so we don't want the middle. We want like, we don't want there. Probably like here-ish. Maybe even here. This would be the middle of the tile. That's too far. Yeah, okay. No big deal. We move them 4 over and maybe 1 up, something like that. That's where they would stand. just inches away from this giant computer panel. I think these screens might be too big, but I spent a while on the original versions of it, so I don't really want to try to redraw these at this exact moment. Let's just finish this and get it in here. Screen, siding. Yeah, I think we are gonna eventually flip the highlight upside down here. I didn't realize I changed that when I did this. Not great. We need to... Yeah, maybe we do need a smaller screen version. We'll see. We're not even going to bother with the siding. This is going to be like the most bare bones implementation here. Going to fix the canvas size. It's 20 wide. Lock to the right. Large is superior. Yeah. I'm just a little worried about it looking kind of out of place, but we can figure that out later. This should be fine. Don't trim the content, but turn off the background. Scale. Small screen. Okay. Save this. Let's just export a version of this. Actually, we want to make a new frame. So we actually want to grab this. It's also different. We'll grab it like this for now. We're gonna have an off version of it. Just gonna fix it a little bit here. I see some discrepancies between the two. Also going to need a highlight, but let's worry about that in a second. Export this as a sprite sheet by rows. Open file. This wall console in there. Let's just get it in there. Worry about everything else. Don't save this. Okay, so we have this. I wonder if we can give this the same. I wonder which version of the outline shader we'll want to give this wall console, whether we give the crew member one, which is an actual outline, or the door one, which is more of like an inline. We'll see. Let's make a new scene though. Console. A wall console, I guess. You want a collision polygon? Yeah, probably. Collision polygon 2D. Does it need to be an area then? The door is a type door. That's not helpful. What does the door extend from? Area 2D. Okay, so this also wants to be an area 2D then. Alright, we'll change this. Change it to an area 2D. Yeah, I'm getting a little punished by my inability to like adequately prepare for these streams, and that I can't really work on what I actually want to work on, but it's fine because there's plenty to do. Put this in there. Give it a couple of H frames. Set this. Oops. Looks like that. Realistically, we could just do this with a rectangle and it would be fine. Add an animation player. New animation off. Actually, we don't need an animation right now. We'll just change the frame to on or off. We will eventually need an animation player, so we'll keep it.
Rather, it's about tending to the broken parts inside of ourselves.
Am I messing up with the offset? Yeah, I am. So we need to offset the sprite 2D. We need to bring that up so that it's sorted all right. Same with this. Ask for instrumental music, and now there's this person like whispering in the background. Animated sprite is easy. I see. Maybe I don't understand what's involved with animated sprite. What I was told is that animated sprite 2D is for when you have multiple textures that make up your sprite. And so I've been packing the whole animation into a single texture. So I've been using animation player. But maybe I just don't understand. Maybe I'm misunderstanding animated sprite 2D. Yeah, it carries multiple textures as animation frames, so maybe it's still super easy to use. You can just pick different frames from a sprite sheet. Okay. Got some cool... Yeah, that does look easy. Frame changed. Admitted when frame changes. Alright, let's try it. Let's try it for the door. Or not the door, for the wall console. Let's try it. We'll try it for this one. If we like it, we'll use it. We'll use it more often. Call it animated sprite 2D. Sprite frames. New sprite frames. This is where I throw in my... No. So resources. Ironic Moronic, how's it going? Good to see you. I can use a sprite sheet, the grid-like icon in the center. Oh, this thing. Very helpful. Oh, okay. So this seems wrong. Are these little boxes the frames? Yeah, so there's only 2 horizontal and 1 vertical. Cool. Oh, so I say this. So I say like this. And this is like what, off? And I can make another one. And I can say... Alright, cool. Yeah, no, this is... I don't know whether I'm going to end up liking this for more complex animations or multiple animation states, but yeah, this is easy. Oh, I did this wrong. So now I want to make a new animation. You'll be on. Throw this on here. Okay, yeah, this is super easy. Beautiful. Let's throw one of these in here somewhere. Oh, we'll paint it onto the tile map is what we'll do. We'll add a scene collection. Do I want to put these on the same? No, I probably want them to be on different layers. All this consoles. Why did that get 5? Oh, I guess 5 was empty. Okay. We'll probably need to change. I don't need to change that. Okay, so I've got this now. Yeah, okay, here we go. So I probably need to change some things. Get this to work here. Maybe? Yeah, okay, so I want to make a new layer. Consoles. Two. Oh, I'm not drawing to consoles. Consoles. Consoles are 1. Consoles are 2. Totally understand why that's drawing from behind, but oh, maybe I don't have a my sorting enabled. It's the index 2. Don't know why that's drawing behind the walls, but it's probably an obvious problem here. Let's make sure got Y sorting enabled here. I need to change the... No, I don't have the indexes set here. Oh, I'm setting it on the crew member though. Oh, but the crew member is not a part of the tile map. Yeah, okay, so I'm not... Oh. I am setting it here. So maybe I do need to set this here. What if I move it up to 2? Okay, there we go. So we're drawing, we are not drawing in the right place. So I do need to mess with that. I need to do it here. So I don't have access to any of this stuff, huh? console. Display. What does this do? Yeah, okay, so it's placing it there. I need to place it at an offset, but I can't change its tile properties here, seemingly. Not the same way that I can change these ones. So it looks like I need to do that in the scene. So we need to be over by 8 and up by 2. Okay. So let's do that again here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I love how the engine tells me how much I've moved. Do that in here. Did I go too far? Might have gone too far. Maybe not up by 2. Maybe just over by 8. Let me move. Thing. Move the other thing. I don't know how to distinguish between what I'm trying to select except doing something like that. Move it back. Wait, we've got our little wall console. We need to give it a script. I'm just gonna name it console. I'm not totally convinced on the whole. Adding the name, the part wall to it. I mean, here it makes sense because that's what it is, but I would like to have shared behavior here, in which case we'll just call this a console. We just need some of the stuff we have. So we have a console here in the corner that looks very out of place. And it's being rendered in front of everybody, which is not great. Maybe I went too far. Maybe it should be z-index 1. Yeah. Yeah. Right? No. So 1 is now rendering behind the walls. So maybe the walls. They both have Y sort. They both have that. So that should. They're both on 1. They both have Y sort. The console is in front. So I don't totally understand why it's rendering behind. That's fine. Easy to do. We just keep putting the crew members in front of everything. Oh no, see, yeah, I need to understand the z-indexing better. Because we can't actually have these be on different z-indexes. Or it's not going to look right. So you're on 1, that's correct. Z is relative. Maybe I don't want this. I'm not sure about Z is relative. But I seem to have it on for everything, so we'll leave it. Okay, so yeah, I don't totally understand why that's rendering behind anymore, but I can read up on how the Z thing works. Because they're all on 1. And this was placed... So the wall is like back here. And I've placed the console in front of it. And yet it's rendering behind. That's weird. Oh well. We got a little console made. and we can flick it on or off. I would really like to animate this part. And Captain Fubar gave us some really great resources on how to do a little palette swap animation for this, which we will probably try out soon. We'll probably figure out how to get the wall console to interact next time, once I can figure out how to draw it correctly. Don't understand why it's being drawn behind the walls, but not the doors. So the doors are right. The walls are just like emphatic that they are supposed to be drawn ahead, which we can figure that out. Walls 1, doors 1, consoles 1. Tilemap itself should be 0. Yeah, we'll figure that out. We'll look more into the z-indexing stuff. I can look at that offline. So hopefully we'll set it up so that we can run the crews over to the wall consoles and turn them on. Maybe we'll do a little key bashing animation for them. Just a fun, stupid keyboard bashing animation that they can do once they get to a console. And then we'll also want to do like scan line animations for this. I think a little lower contrast maybe is like Captain Fubar said. I also just need to rethink my color palette. I do think that maybe I should go back to my custom color palette, which is what I use to make this. Maybe I just need to expand it just so we have a little more color. I can always add additional ramps, just because I've been running into some trouble with the A-Sprite preset I was trying to use instead. I mean, whatever palette you pick is going to have some limitations. I'm just not very confident picking colors. But I already did it, so we'll try it. We'll keep trying it. We'll go back to it. I will probably need to wrap it up around here, though. But it's been awesome. I really appreciate everyone stopping by and giving all their advice and resources and words of encouragement. It's super helpful. Makes it really easy to keep going at this. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. 7:30 a.m. Pacific till 9:30 a.m. We'll keep working away at this. But yeah, thanks so much for tuning in today, and I'll see you next time. Bye.